And I got, girl, I was cutting onions yesterday at work, balling. I didn't even cut into the onion
That's a
before I
good
started
way to
crying.
like get some emotions out of your system. You can like preempt it or launch it with a
The
good
best
onion
part is
cut.
people walking by going,
Are you okay? I'm cutting onions. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Hello, everybody. My name is Slayde. Welcome back to Queeries Pod. I am here with Alex and Joe Davis. We have a family happening here today. This is episode 16. We are going to be diving into feminism, women's rights, women's activism, all things that are beautiful and creative and wonderful. I'm going to hand it over to Alex now, and he's going to give us a little biography about his own mother.
This is my birth giver. This is my mom, Joe Davis. So happy you could make it. You came down Thursday.
Came up from
Or
Mexico.
came up, depending. I mean, it's all relative. Came up from Mexico to join us.
Is geography relative?
It's relative. It's relative. If you hang a map upside down, what are you telling aliens? They're gonna come flying in. They're gonna be like, "What's up? What's down?" The
Gravity?
Came from Mexico to our little oasis in Oklahoma to come be on this pod and say hi to everybody, have dinner, and just hang out. My mom is a #1 international best-selling author, a badass psychic, intuitive, medicine woman, adventure addict, travel junkie. I mean, I'm just reading off these things that are on here, and they definitely align with when I think of my mom for sure.
Did you know any of these things?
No, I knew these things. She is a facilitator and founder of Lift a Sister Up, which I remember that being like the first big initiative that you pushed for that was really inspiring. 150,000 followers and students. She helps empaths, highly sensitive people, CEOs, world thought leaders, award-winning artists, and everyday moms tap into their intuitive superpowers and stay anxiety.
That says slay.
And slay anxiety. Stay anxiety. Slay anxiety through humor and the no BS transformation. What is the no BS?
No BS.
What does that mean? No BS transformation.
I'm honest and direct, and I appreciate that in other people because it saves time. And I think when you are honest and direct with other people, it can really give them a safe place to land because you're not pulling any weird punches, or you're being really authentic. And when you can be that way with other people, it makes it really easy for them to be authentic and they feel safe. So there's no ambiguous bullshit. Like, are they smiling because they're happy that I'm here? Because sometimes as an empath, you look at someone's facial expressions and their facial expressions don't match what you feel in your gut. Like, they're looking at you, you work in the public and you meet people and you're like, I think that's a psychopath. But their face is like, hi, and they're so charismatic, and it doesn't match up and you don't feel safe. So when we talk about like no bullshit, it's really about being real, being raw, being gritty, being straightforward. And then the people around you are like, oh, what you see is what you get. I can do that. Yeah, it feels very safe.
You're looking for that no mask on, so you need the mask to come off.
Yeah, like it shouldn't be work.
It kind of reminds me of just your work ethic when you work with children and parents and families and inside of turmoil homes, just trying to. I don't know what your mind is. They're turmoil.
You shouldn't have to walk on eggshells.
Yeah, you have to tell them what it is. It's like, this is gonna fucking suck. Is it have to be that close?
Girl, make sure.
Oh, okay. I just want to blow out the mic.
We'd rather hear you than not.
Blow out the mic. Yeah, I understand. Just it reminds me of what you were talking about with your work ethic whenever you're both now and previously too, but especially with homes that are just going through it. You just gotta show them. You'd be like, hey, this gonna suck. I'm so sorry, but I'm not, because it's necessary. Like you were talking about.
I was raised to lead by example.
Right.
So if I believe that something is wrong, I have to show the correct way to do it. That way the people in the room can't just hear me say what's right. I actually have to show them what's right, because I work very similarly. If someone hasn't like sat down and showed me, they can tell me, and I'm pretty good at knowing. But if someone doesn't show me, then I'm like not fully understanding the situation.
Yeah.
Because the visual part and the visual aspect is really helpful. I don't have great vision, so when someone does lay it out for me, and I could actually like see it all, like, oh.
You talk about not having great vision. I agree with the whole no BS transformation, like the whole no BS telling people how it is, because I interpret shit all the time, and there should and interpretation leaves room for just error.
Assumptions, writing
Yeah.
crazy stories in your
I
head,
hate it when people
taking things personally, like you
interpret
get
what I
all
say. Yeah, it's wrong.
3 out of the 4 agreements.
3 out
Oh
of 4
my
agreements.
Gosh, yes.
Just everybody learn the 4 agreements, and
That's
you
hard.
don't need to hire any of us.
Oh my god.
D, but you can still pay us.
You can still
You
pay it.
you can still hire. We do still take money in this capitalistic hellscape.
That sucks. These cameras cost money.
That's right.
The main couple of questions that we've kind of briefly talked about in our own free time, me and you, but teaching others how to guide themselves to whatever path that may be, maybe it's business, maybe it's artistic.
Yeah.
What is community to you? And maybe it's in that realm or not, but what does community mean to you?
So, I would go back even further, because what we're talking about is how you lead others. So that was your starting point. So if we start there and go back a little further, think about conscious parenting. So Dr. Shafali wrote this book called The Conscious Parent. I've given away like 30 copies. Conscious parenting, one of the things she speaks about is parent your damn self. Like raise yourself before you show up and you want to be a leader anywhere. Because if you haven't raised yourself, like you learn the lessons you learned from your parents, whether they were good or not, doesn't matter. You pick those lessons, they're on your plate, you move through it. Now you're an adult. Now you're, moving into a position of leadership, which all of us should be leaders of ourselves. Like lead yourself. We spend a lot of time looking around us and looking at things to reflect back at us to confirm or validate us. And that's it's kind of a waste of freaking time, and it's a complete distraction. I call it unbecoming. Like unbecome who you weren't to begin with. So if we flip that to radical self-love and owning all your hot mess express and being perfectly imperfect and being completely okay with that and loving yourself madly and going, okay, I'm seeing patterns in my life. Those are lessons. I'm tired of those. What do I need to learn so I can stop freaking going there, right? And then, then we're parenting ourselves. We're because so many people become parents, but they never parent themselves. Like and then they use all the excuses they have to blame their parents that I believe they picked before they showed up in this life. So if you pick your whole shit show, like, hello, you're either a badass soul that picked the hot mess, or you're going to choose to be a victim or a martyr and blame everyone else and never be accountable for your life and never really learn the lessons you're here to learn. So I would start with parenting yourself, raise your damn self. When you step into leadership, you've led yourself and you've evolved and you've grown and you've assumed accountability for your life. And then as you lead, you're leading by example and you're confident because you're solid. Like I'm solid. I'm not afraid. I'm not running from a bear. I'm not in a trauma response. I'm good. And then as things you interact with and lessons show up, you can look at them very objectively and confidently, and you're not in the trauma space, so you can think really clearly. Time sort of slows around you. So as things are coming to you, you're processing it because you're not in trauma. And literally, I call it the God space. It's like the space between you and the world. And it's actually where time slows down and you can be a witness of your own awareness. Watch the thing and go, this is a person who's angry or unhappy. They're coming at me. I see fear. I don't need to take it personally. I can stay in the 4 agreements and I can just hold space for them as they're acting like a psycho shit show, or a complete ass. And I can be like, oh, that's what fear looks like. And then you're in this calm, cool, unfuckwithable space. So when I talk about leadership, I kind of go back a few notches because I don't think we have the right to be in a space of leadership until we've done all of that. We can call ourselves a leader, but I would call that toxic leadership.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Poisoning the well.
Yeah. I think it comes good. So many of the things you said, I'm like,
It's a lot, right? I'm sorry, it's a lot, but
no, not at all. not on this podcast. It's not a lot. We go in. But I think it speaks to that level of knowing yourself and like knowing that all of the hardships that we've gone through are only there to teach us who to be, not teach us like how to live our life. Like we can take the lessons that we learn, but we don't have to like feel bogged down by them all the time. We're there to expand on our life and grow with it rather than like this happened to me so I'm stuck here. Like processing takes a long time for some people, and like working through grief takes a long time for some people, and it looks different for every single person on this planet. But moving on and like moving through things, I used to tell families we don't get over it, we get through it. And like the hard work is what pays off, and like living uncomfortably for a little while is the growth. Like we can't grow unless we're uncomfortable. That comfort zone's real nice and pretty, but until we step outside of it, we're not doing anything. So you would say that community is that like without people in community who have grown and raised themselves to do that hard work, there isn't like somebody who should be stepping up to the plate until they've done the hard work to say I feel the ability to step up to the plate and take some ownership of this moment. Accountability is something I've been running into a lot of. Like, not for me. I enjoy taking accountability because I love being wrong, because that's a moment to learn, a moment to grow. Other people don't love to be wrong, especially in the queer community. They love being right because, I mean, I can say that it comes from that childhood wound of never feeling like they were right in themselves. So that as an adult, they're like, I have to be right all the time because I have that control and that ability.
Because if I'm right, I'm safe.
Yes, but that's never true because you can be right and still be unsafe. And a lot of people don't look at that second step of like, I need to be able to hold myself accountable and like atone for myself and like understand what I've gone through and know what part I played in the situation. Because a lot of people want to blame and shift that focus to someone else and say like, oh, well, they did this to me and it's all their fault. Let's take fault out of it. Let's not look at the faults of the equation. Let's look at the actions and the behaviors and the consequences of it.
Yeah. Let me blow your mind. Let me blow your mind for a second.
Okay.
Imagine that before you were born, because this is the work I teach. Before you were born, you're up above the earth. You're arm in arm with your higher power, God, your soul. If you're an atheist, you're sitting next to your ego. I don't care what you call it. Your guardian angel. You're above the earth and you're looking down on the earth. And you're arm in arm, and your higher power looks at you and says, Slayde, you're coming to earth. What do you want to learn? What lessons do you want? What kind of parents do you want? What kind of friends? Love, gifts. What gifts will you honor? Like, what do you want your life to look like in this next evolution? And you're like, like you're with the biggest, strongest, coolest kid. Like no one's going to bully you. No one's going to, you're like, you're arm in arm with like, whatever you want to call it. And so you're like, oh yeah, like I'm going to bring it on. I want to learn all my lessons as a kid. I want to learn abandonment, forgiveness. I want to learn how to step into my own strength because I got to be strong for me because nobody else is showing up for me.
Okay, you're reading me right
now.
I'm
sorry. Like you asked for all these lessons, right? Because you're a badass soul with the biggest, coolest, biggest kid on the playground, whatever you want to call that higher power. And so then you show up at Earth, you forget this whole thing. What the hell was I thinking, right? And then you have all these lessons showing up for you. So when you're talking about moving through lessons and accountability, imagine you picked every lesson because you're a rock star, because you're a badass soul, because your presence needs to make an imprint in the community. Right? So now you're even thinking on a higher level of thinking. So when something comes at you, you're like, I wonder why I picked this lesson. It's completely different than the world is doing this thing to me.
Life's happening
which is so
through
weak.
you, not to you.
It's so empowering to be like, wow, I wonder why I keep picking the same dumb shit that I keep doing. I wonder why I keep dating the same person with a different name and a different, physique, but the same lessons repeated. Why do I keep doing that to myself?
Because I haven't learned yet. Something in there I need to like grab onto and say, this is what I'm supposed to be
and
understanding.
You can't even be mad at them because their souls, like, all these souls when you're up above the earth, imagine you're picking all these lessons and they're all like, oh, pick me, Slayde, pick me. I'll be the person that abandons you. I'll be the person that gaslights you. I'll be that narcissist that swirls you all up and makes you feel like a nut, makes you feel like a lunatic. And then pulls the rug out from under you, and like,
Okay, you're
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So they show up, even those souls show up in love to hurt you
Mhm.
because your soul, which is a badass soul, said, I want to learn this, this, and this. And they're like, I can do that for you.
Yeah.
I can show it because I love your soul. And my soul is going to be a complete ass and a complete
Yeah.
train wreck for you and turn your whole life upside down because I care so much about you that I want to see you evolve.
Yeah.
And do you really want to do all this again?
Yeah.
Like, let's imagine that we don't.
Yeah.
And let's get through the lessons.
Yeah. And I think that that's one of the things that I love about living in, like, in myself and in my own shoes. As someone who didn't necessarily always want to be alive, like, that's part of the beautiful thing about living, is that you get to experience everything, and like you're physically, mentally, emotionally walking through life and like learning every single day and growing every single day. And like, as much as that can be uncomfortable, like, know that the feeling of uncomfortability is just a signal to you that you're here and like alive, and it's real.
Yeah, we can be
and we're not
comfortable.
dreaming.
We can be comfortable in our casket. Like, that's,
Yeah.
we can be comfortable around when we're dead.
Well, the ghosts of regrets, like, all line up
for
around your bed.
eternity,
How many
that's
ghosts of
fine.
regrets you want around you?
Yeah.
Like, I want
So-
adventures and memories and epic experiences and things that I'm like, oh, I made an imprint in a positive way on that
Mhm.
community or that person's life or my kids or my partner, or, you know, whatever it is. And
Well, not even externally, internally too.
yeah, I mean, if you're doing the internal work, that's the side effect, is having a great impact on the world around you. You naturally impact the people around you, and you sometimes, like, even on social media, I get messages from people like, you have no idea what these, and they never comment, they never like, they're just lurking, but they're like, thank you so much. I run into them in
It's
town.
always the quiet ones. It's always the quiet
it's always
people.
the
We were
quiet.
talking about this multiple episodes ago. Like,
They really
the
can be
listeners.
affected. Yeah.
the listeners are the ones.
Well, and like, that's the
find.
whole point of the podcast, was to be able to create a space for people to come and listen and potentially find something that impacts them positively. Or if they choose to let it impact them negatively, that's my art, and they're interpreting it how they'd like to.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, that's a you problem.
Boo. What is it? Womp womp.
Womp womp.
Hey, there's always a fun suck.
Don't
in the
yuck
room.
my yum, okay? I love to grow. I go through hell growing. I would love to ask what drove you to your passion and career.
I've been waiting for this question.
Yeah.
This is our first time getting to actually like meet in person. We've only talked on the phone.
I know, right? And social
After
media
like what,
stuff.
3 years, 4 years almost.
Well, longer than that, I think.
Yeah, I was still in college,
Yeah.
so it's been a minute.
We was
Yeah.
babies.
Yeah, I had.
So
Yeah.
how did I end up following or choose to? You know, I think the universe has such a sense of humor.
Mhm.
And I find this even with my clients, that they are like, I'm going to do this because it's, you know, what I need to do for my family, or what my parents expected me, or whatever the direction is they're going in their life. And so they keep just going that direction, and it's hard, and there's resistance, and there's resentment, and it just doesn't feel clean, and they just keep trucking, and they keep going that direction, and it's like a hard sell on your soul. Your soul's like not buying it, and so everything feels difficult. I find that when people step effortlessly into what brings them joy, and what feels like it ignites their soul, and it doesn't mean you quit your job and you stop providing for your family, because you have a responsibility and you have promises you kept, and I believe in integrity 100%. But I also think, if you aren't plugging in, you know, Brene Brown says a life without creativity is not benign. Like, it will rot a part of you.
Yeah.
Like, it will affect your body. So, like, you know, when people have stomach issues or stomach cancer, I'm like, oh, that's your intuition. How have you repeatedly and throughout your life shut down your intuition and not listen to your inner voice?
Yeah.
Oh, your throat. Oh, you know, you have an illness, a sickness in your throat. I'm like, oh, when have you not spoken your truth or found your voice? Like, all of these things mirror some aspect of illness in your body. So for me, I kept trying to, like, go the corporate route. And I kept pushing that, like, and there was always resistance. It always felt muddy and not clean, and it didn't feel authentic, and it was hard, and I was physically ill. And you know, finally I was just like, you know, I have these weird gifts. Like, I know shit. There's no way I can know. Like I know when people are sick and they don't know. I know when something's going on with someone. I'm going to send them a little love note and they're like, God, your timing's like perfect. Hell.
Mm-hmm.
So these things kept happening again and again and again. And I thought, let me play in that space. Like I've honored my body. I'm healthy. I'm sleeping well. I'm eating well. I've taken care of all this. Let me show up in the world now because I'm healthy to do that.
Yeah.
And I have the energy. I can afford to do that. I'm not expecting validation or I'm not here to save anybody. I'm just going to play in that space of intuition and see what shows up. And I started playing in that space and I was like, this is fun.
Mm-hmm.
This is so freaking magical and fun. And it started to really ignite a part of me that was, you know, it's like a frequency when you're doing something you love and
Yeah.
2 hours go by and you're like,
Oh shit.
it felt like 15 minutes. Like
Yeah.
artists do it, writers do it. So for me, I started playing with it and like meditating and holding the space for people for like an hour and then, writing down all the things that came to me and then spending like an hour with them, on Zoom. And here's all the things I have to ask you about.
Yeah.
I have no idea what they mean. They mean nothing to me. My ego is not here. It's sort of terrifying because I really could look like a lunatic.
Mm-hmm.
But then I go through the line and they're like, that means this, that means this, that means this.
Mhm.
That's about who's the person that blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's this person. They passed away. Okay, then what is, like, we're connecting all these dots.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that feels like play.
Yeah.
Mm.
I relate to you so much. I'm literally listening. I'm like, this is exactly what I love.
Right?
I've like had dreams of y'all meeting. It's the weirdest fucking. It's the weirdest fucking thing ever.
Yeah, all of your friends are like, oh, you two are like the same person.
Yeah.
You're like the same
No
person.
one disagrees with that
He's like-
statement.
He's like, just a little. But that
Um,
space is healing. And if you
Mhm.
can even just tap into that space, whatever it is that brings you joy and you lose time,
Yeah.
it can heal and offset some of our adult responsibilities.
Yep.
And then sometimes for some people, someday that can be their full-time gig.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. And for me, like a lot of it comes back to that inner child play of like, I'm doing the things that my child self would have really loved to be able to do today
Yeah.
from that adult perspective of
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the knowledge and all the things that I've
Mhm.
built up over time.
mhm.
I'm able to like,
Play in that space.
yeah.
Right.
When I did drag, it was a very cool situation where I could just like pull Slayde out of it, and it was the fully different character.
It was you like 7 years old skipping around your house.
With my hick accent and everything.
Like
I love it. My favorite analogy ever that's like in the back of my brain that I always like think can call back to, especially in times of turmoil, if I ever need to like have, is there's like a car and the whole idea. There's a ton of people who bring up this analogy of like the backseat driver of your
Mhm.
child self, or
Mhm.
and then you're in the front seat driving. And sometimes that kid in the back seat just wants to fucking get in the front seat and drive a little bit. And
or throw their
you know,
toys.
it's like this love-hate relationship almost. Never hate, but maybe a love, like tolerate relationship,
Yeah.
understand that back seat.
Well, when people are in
Um,
art, they're like a kid again.
Right,
When they're in
yeah.
your art, whatever your art is,
Yeah.
dancing, singing, goofing off, music, whatever. And I think that art place, I did a talk on this a couple weeks ago at a artist women's retreat. And I was like, you guys realize that intuition, you find it in your art. Like
Mhm.
art is your conversations with God, your higher power, whatever, your dead grandmother. I don't care
Yeah.
what you call that energy, but that's like up here. Like you're
Mhm.
connected to something otherworldly. Look at art.
Yeah.
It's like from another planet. I'm like, well, how do you think of that? Like,
So when you're in that headspace of like tapping into everything that you were speaking on,
Mhm.
do you feel a little like when I'm doing that, I feel like my body just starts to get a little warmer, and like
Yeah.
I feel it, my heart starts to like, my chest heats up, but in like a positive
Yeah.
like,
it's like a higher frequency
Yeah.
space.
I did disappear. Like I don't know how to describe. Like I just.
It's
yeah,
I
you're
don't-
not thinking.
I'm
before
not
speaking,
really
you're just
there anymore.
You're like
just-
on another planet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I'm
just
not
comes
there.
out of you.
Yeah.
And I think that's I love getting to a place where I don't have to think about everything I'm saying,
Mhm.
because I'm a person who thinks about literally everything that comes out of my mouth. I know what the think
Mhm.
like breakdown is. I know what to do in those situations.
Mhm. Yeah.
But whenever I'm able to just speak on my like soul and on my passion and just like let it go,
It's an out of body experience.
it is.
It really is.
It
I don't
really
know.
is.
That's the only way to describe it for me too.
Yeah.
When I do sessions, I record them
Mm.
because I don't
Mhm.
remember them.
Yeah.
Like I'm like I
don't know what I just said.
don't, and I don't want to carry it. Like don't
Mhm.
make me try to remember it. Like
Yeah.
it's not my business. It's for you.
Yeah.
So I don't.
When I had to do
Mhm.
session reports and stuff, I would do them during the
Mhm,
session, and I would type and like ask questions and type out my
mhm,
questions and everything, because I didn't want to leave and have to bring back that memory, because
mhm,
I'm like, my recall is not going to be
mhm,
great.
mhm.
I smoke weed and I'm traumatized. So like the memory,
You
I
don't. You think
have
I don't want to
great
carry
memory,
it?
but for
How
my
else are you
stuff,
supposed to take some of that memory back home?
that part. Well, and that's like,
Some of that
that's why I like this being like a quote unquote job, because it's like this I do take home with me,
Mm.
because I'm learning as I go,
It's
because
nuggets.
every single person we talk to,
Mhm.
whenever I was teaching communication skills, it was always about there's a lesson to learn in every conversation you have. What can you take away from who you just spoke to? Even if it's like, I don't trust this person, a
Mhm.
lesson has been learned. But like, it could be, we talked about this really cool dynamic thing. And I mean, conscious parenting is something I'm going to walk away from this conversation with already, just because I have a title for it now. Like,
Mhm.
labels aren't always great, but they're good for helping identify
Mhm.
things in life that we need to hold on to.
Mhm.
If you need a label for something because you can charge that memory easier, do it. Like, it's not, labels
Yeah.
aren't like anti
We're-
anything. It's just,
We're human. We have
Yeah.
to
We need words.
compartmentalize sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, our brains are just that we can't hold everything at once, so we got
well,
to
some of us
compartmentalize.
can try.
I do not have eidetic memory or whatever it's called. I do not have that. So, but yeah, compartmentalizing things is just kind of what we have to do sometimes
So-
to memorize what we need to go and our goals.
During your time in the corporate world, would you say you felt hidden from the world? Like your true self felt hidden and like kind of pushed to the side?
I
You
kind of felt like the asshole in the room
Yeah.
because I would see a thing and call it a thing, and then everyone around me was like, "No, no, no." And then a year later, they'd figure out the thing I called was a thing, and I'm like, "I told you a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
This was
Yeah.
such a bad idea. Like I could see it, like way out there. Like that is a bad idea." And these are all the things. No, 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 no. And there was resistance there, and I didn't know how I knew,
Mm-hmm.
but I knew that wasn't going to end well,
Yeah.
or I knew that was a bad hire, or I knew
You could see the curtain, like the
that's
Wizard of
what's
Oz.
coming. Like,
you could see the curtain behind.
and a lot of people are like that too, Alex, because a lot of people are, especially people that are autistic, which is a lot of people. We
Mm-hmm.
see things in patterns. Like
Yeah.
that's how we stay safe. We're like, oh, that's a pattern. That's not safe. Oh, that's a pattern. That's clean. That's healthy. I'll be okay in that circle.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so the whole corporate, well, and the corporate world was weird for me too, because I would do consultations as an image consultant in a little room, and it was like it was like half the size of this room, and there'd be like a couple that would come in, and they're sitting on the sofa, and I'm giving them this consultation, and I know that the husband beats his wife.
Yeah.
I know that she's spending money like crazy, and he doesn't even know why they're in the room because they don't have the money for this. I would know everything about this couple,
Mm-hmm.
and I would always be like, how do I know all this? And it became so uncomfortable
Mhm.
because then as a salesperson, I could maneuver and manipulate the situation to make the sale because my job was to sell them something.
Yeah.
And then it felt dirty.
Yeah.
And
you
I
had,
was
you had to
like,
leave your humanity at the door.
yeah, because and then I was
Yeah.
like, this feels so wrong because it felt like cheating
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
Versus-
I knew all their hot buttons.
Did you ever want to like tell them, like, just be like,
There were some fun. There were some
you're
funny.
bad in this way, this way, this way.
There were some funny situations where I would kind of give a little of something, like your skin tone's a little off. If you had your, I just
Man, it's a really nice
was-
Gucci bag for someone who can't.
no, I didn't. But I basically,
genuinely, did
well, I
you
was
ever wanna-
basically an FBI profiler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
what I went to school for.
When you figure out like, and then you're like, oh, this is a pattern. This is
Mhm.
you were kind of. It just became so gross, and
Yeah.
it felt so dishonest,
Right.
and it felt so manipulative. And I was just like, gosh, I'm not that person.
Mhm.
So, but I have a commitment to these goals in this role in this
Yeah.
job. So eventually, it sort of worked.
Well, you gotta pay bills too.
I'm a single mom with 2 kids, blah blah blah. But when I left the corporate world, it was really, God, it was like it took some time to shed all that off and sort of, want to redeem myself in the world, not from the world's perspective, but to where my soul felt in alignment with love and integrity and kindness and
Yeah.
like what kind of freaking human do you want to be? Like I don't
Mhm.
want to be that human.
Yep.
So it took a little, and that's when I created Lift the Sister Up, because I was like, looking around at friends and going, there were some lovely people, but most of the people in my life were fair weather friends, and they were fun.
Yeah.
And I was skydiving every weekend. I was having this amazing adrenaline, and I felt so alive. But I lost everything. I'm on my sofa looking around, going, I got a lot of shitty humans in my life.
Yeah.
I must be being a shitty human. I need to be the thing I want to attract.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it started.
Was there any what was the major reason behind Lift a Sister Up and its creation? Was it more of a feminine, divine, like businesswoman reasons behind it? Like what your past, what you were talking about? Because I was there. I remember you coming home tired as hell and
Yeah. Oh gosh.
and complaining about bitches at work and
Well,
I get it. I remember. And so what was is that that's my
so part of it was that women can be really awful to each other.
yeah,
Mhm.
right.
And I was showing up and like I'm not saying I was better than anyone, but
Mhm.
I naturally was attuned to like what a person needed before they knew what they needed
Yeah.
because of my empathic
Mhm.
whatever muscle was strong, and
Mhm.
and I was a strong empath and highly sensitive. And so I would be like, here's a cough drop, and they'd set it in front of them, and a minute later they'd cough. Like I was that girl.
Yeah.
So I was naturally a generous hearted person. I did it when I was younger because I thought I had to earn other people's love. I did it when I was younger because I thought if I'm useful, I'll get invited. I did it when I was younger because I was just lucky to be in the room.
I feel like everybody has
But
You're
done
speaking to
that.
my
right?
heart.
I'm like, whoa, what?
Everybody's
Everybody's
done
still like
that.
that, right?
Everybody's done that.
But then I was like, okay,
We're human.
I want to embody that truth and that honesty of giving generously and showing up and being loving without being attached to anything. Like I'm not, I'm like,
No
here's something you need.
expectations.
Here you go. Hot potato. Next.
Mhm.
It's probably not going to come back from that person, but the universe will work it all out. It's not my freaking business. I don't need to keep score.
That part.
Right. So then I was like, I created Lift a Sister Up because I watched women be so awful to each other. I have so many stories. And I knew who was doing what and what the shady shit was going on behind the scenes. And I watched it and I was like, okay, how do I become so unfuckwithable and be in such a space of radical self-love that I can only attract things that mirror that high vibe frequency and mirror who I am. Well, first of all, I got to be that.
Yeah.
And I can't care what the rest of the world thinks. And I look like the weirdo in the room because I show up with an extra bag of ice at a dinner party and then they realize no one got ice. We're so glad you brought ice. Like instead of being like, I'm going to look like a weirdo showing up with something that I know they're going to need, now I'm like, they'll figure it out. I don't care. It's not my business.
Not my circus, not my
not my
monkeys.
circus, not my monkeys. And if they don't know what I bring to the table, that makes me sad for them.
Yeah.
I can't even care. That makes me
Yeah.
sad for them. I'm sorry.
I don't take it personally, but it sounds like they really do.
Pick out I don't know. I have a life. I have a great life. I don't know. I kind of look at too this is like the topic of the podcast is about inclusivity and differences and us embodying and appreciating and valuing each other, even our differences. And so I think it's really funny. The other day I was talking to a friend, and I have to say this. I was talking to a friend about why are people in politics so worried about who's having sex with who and like what's going on in their pants. And I was thinking about this. This is so off the wall, but I was thinking about it. Like, why do I not give a crap? Like, I don't care. Why do I think that's so weird? And then I was like, it is weird. It's really weird because they have such unfull, unsuccessful, unhealthy, unhappy lives that they need to obsess on that because they don't know how to hold space for others, because they don't love themselves madly. So I was like, okay, well, Lift a Sister Up is really about I love myself so madly. Now I have I'm whole. I'm really authentic. Now I can show up and love you madly.
Yep.
So when you talk about this opportunity in this podcast, it's like, teaching your viewers to love themselves so madly that they're able to love and hold space for others, even in their differences, even in differences they don't understand.
Yep.
Yeah.
They don't need to understand it. Just love people.
Not everyone needs to be understood all the time. It's about like allowing there to be space for them to be misunderstood, but accepting that you don't understand it.
And being a witness for their experience. Like I'm observing what you're going through and the path you've chosen.
Exactly.
I'm cheering you on. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like maybe I don't understand it.
But it's not my life.
But
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
not
my life.
affecting me.
It's
yeah.
not. It's not my
It's
business.
affecting you.
Mhm.
How can we
Like,
help?
yeah,
It's
what you
affecting
need?
you. How can we help? What do we need?
How
Yeah.
can I support you?
Yeah.
What does I learned this in RA training way back when? What does support look like for you right now?
Yeah, you say that all the
I do.
All the time.
What does
That's
support
so
look like for you right
And
good.
it's like I'll be like,
Ooh.
my answer is usually so simple. Once they'd ask me, I'm like, Brahms. Like,
now?
like Brahms. I don't
And
know.
I'm honestly the worst person to
Wow.
ask that question too, because I'm like, I don't know how you can help me. I don't know
Yeah.
how to be helped because
Yeah.
I've done
Hard.
everything I possibly can. Because I was you talked about raising yourself.
Mhm.
When I like as a teenager, young adult, did raise myself completely. So when someone does ask me how they can help, I'm like, honestly, I've tried everything I got.
I don't know
Would
what
you?
that looks like. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm like, I love asking people that question because it does make them think like, what? Wait a second. Something's happening enough to where I need support. What does that look like? And it's just a good question to ponder, even if you're. Because I used to also say, I don't know is a complete sentence, and it's an okay answer. Just think
Mhm.
about it. Just think
Mhm.
about it. Because kids, especially your ADHD kiddos, do not know
Mhm.
when you ask them the first time. I
Mhm.
don't know. Think about it. Okay, and then they'll have an answer and you're like, see, you had one, you needed to
Yeah.
be told it's okay to think.
Yeah.
Because ADHD kids are often told you think too much, or what you're thinking about is not important, or that
Mhm.
like that question you just asked me is out of nowhere, it's not
Mhm.
important. It's all important to the kid.
Yeah.
And when you're raising a kid, you have to like allow them to feel that things are important to them,
Yeah.
so
Where do
that
you feel
whenever
it in
they
your
grow
body?
up,
Where do you? Yeah. All
yeah,
those things. They think
because
about it.
if the kid doesn't have passion, how do you expect the adult version to have passion? They have to relearn all of that and figure it out. And I mean,
Mhm.
my passion's always been people, but I didn't
Mhm.
necessarily know what direction that passion would go in. I
Mhm.
initially wanted to work with, the most traumatized community on the planet as much as possible.
Mhm.
That's not always like the easiest path to
Mhm.
take until you've gotten what my job basically did was tell me I have a lot of work to do for myself, because it was
Mhm.
raising a lot of red flags in my own life, recognizing abuse I've been through,
Mhm.
situations I've been through, all these things, and I'm like, oh shit, if I'm going to help you, I need to help me first, because I'm realizing there's a lot of things I haven't learned yet. And as much as I love helping you all through this, like I need to be able to do it for myself first so I can walk through this path a little
Mhm.
easier, so that way I can guide you with me. Because I want to go through things before other people have to, because I want to know how the best way to get through it is.
Yeah.
So that way I can be like, here, like I don't want to like give you a handout, but also like if you start to fall, like I'll pick you up a little bit.
Yeah.
I've definitely fallen into the basically grabbing them and pulling them the whole way, and
Yeah.
then they don't have to
The
struggle.
rescuer. The
Yes, definitely
Yeah.
fallen into that trap.
Yeah.
Now more than once,
Yeah.
but we're learning, and I'm understanding like I can help someone along the way, but it's not my job to like literally pick them up off the ground and
Yeah.
say, here's an entire home for you to have.
You could be
You can-
hijacking their
you
lesson
can,
Exactly.
yeah, you can
because
send
10
them.
other people have attempted to do it.
Yeah. You can
Yeah.
send them, be like, oh, you want to go on that path, go ahead. And then when they come back with thorns, help them pull the thorns out instead. You don't have to be
Mhm.
like,
But I ain't trying to pick myself on your problem.
yeah, you don't have to walk the path for them and then get thorns. Yeah, if you want to walk down the thorny path, I will be here when you come back to pull the thorns out.
Yeah.
But you have to go through your own pain,
Yeah,
Mhm.
you got to figure it out yourself.
because it's gonna hurt when I pull those thorns
Yeah, I'm gonna
out.
pour them. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna bring the rubbing alcohol.
Just pour it on you first.
Well, other people's issues are a great distraction from our own work.
Yeah.
I mean, I how many psychiatrists do you know that are sane?
None.
But that's the correct way to be.
Yeah.
Right. Or a
I wouldn't-
therapist, or I mean, I
wouldn't trust a therapist or psychiatrist who is sane. I wouldn't trust them.
so I will tell you this. This is really funny, and if you ever like dive into like the spiritual community and like healers, and I'm a Reiki master teacher, I'm a death
Ooh.
doula, I'm like all these things, right? But I noticed something that was interesting is how many spiritual teachers were so unhealthy, like physically covered in autoimmune diseases. Like, I mean, look at hairdressers and teachers. Find me a nurse that doesn't have fibromyalgia,
Yeah.
like, or an autoimmune disease, and I'm like, that's a unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
So they do this thing where they spiritual bypass, whatever you want to call it, where they skip over all their own lessons and they dive into I have to make everyone else okay. And the reason they do that, a lot of them, and you'll appreciate this, is because they're empaths.
Mhm.
And empaths are like, I feel everything. I'm feeling all this pain. So I'm feeling all your pain. So I need to jump into your swimming pool in your muddy mud puddle,
Mhm.
and I have to help you stop hurting so I'll stop feeling it.
Yeah.
Versus being so strong in our own light
Mhm.
that you're witnessing, you're witness to someone else's path they've picked,
Yeah.
and you're cheering them on, but you're minding your business, and you don't need to jump in and save the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I don't know. There's just a lot of empaths walking around that aren't grounded, and they aren't in their own light, and so they have these like cracks and crevices, and everyone else's shit like gets in there, and
It's like a sinking ship, but they're just take on more passengers. Like they pass other sinking
right.
ships, and they're like, "Come on, get on my sinking ship."
It's
like,
sinking very slowly.
It's slowly. We don't have a repair person on board.
We're still switching deck chairs on the Titanic. It is the
Yes.
Titanic.
Yes.
We
But
all
anyway,
have our own.
And I'm guilty of
they
that.
end
So
up with
I'm
all these illnesses.
I mean, everybody might be in some aspects, but I'm guilty of that. So I'm not like saying there's those people. I'm guilty of that. Everyone's a knight in shining armor at some point in life, for one
Yeah,
reason
but
or
you're-
another.
You would think everyone is because you are.
Right.
Okay.
That's not true.
No.
Yeah, there's some
There
dicks
are-
out there.
There are people, and that's fair weather friends. They are
Fair
there.
weather friends.
They are there because they will not be your knight in shining armor. They're there
Right.
because you are the knight in shining armor for them.
Right.
And if you all go out as a group, who's going to take care of us? Oh, the person right there who's the knight in shining armor. And then it's your responsibility to make sure everyone makes it to where they need to go safely. And then no one checks in on you afterwards until you find someone who does. And then you're like, oh, wait, you asked me how I'm doing. Let's talk more.
Wow.
Because I'm not doing great. And you asked. I literally had a customer today. I go, how are you doing today? She's a regular. And she's like, I'm actually having a really bad day. And I was like,
Aw.
oh, what happened? And she's like, I was talking to this guy and it was going really well and it just is over now. And I was like, well, unfortunately, that's men. And she goes, yeah, it's men. Men are the problem. I'll get over it soon. But grief hurts. And I was like,
Yeah,
it does hurt. And like, allow it to be painful for a little bit. But tomorrow, wake up feeling a little bit better.
I'm the no bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and my response to that would be, wow, why do you think you picked them?
Yeah.
Why are you grieving because you're angry at yourself because you didn't listen to yourself?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't listen to your intuition and the red flags?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you angry at yourself? Like,
Oh,
really?
yeah.
Like, what's been different? Like,
Yeah.
where's the pattern?
Yeah. Where
What's
does it
the
break
common
down?
denominator?
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
the no bullshit part.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good example.
Yeah. That is it.
You're so kind.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
such an asshole.
The hardest, like the
The
hardest.
kind people have to become assholes, I
Yes.
think. Because I'm getting there. I'm ready to be an asshole to some people. But I grew up in a household of yelling and screaming, and so I don't
You
like
wanted
to
peace.
get there. I don't want to
Ditto.
be that. And so
Ditto.
like I try to do it all calmly and collected, and then I'm like, well, you're not hearing that I'm really pissed off. But you should listen to the way I speak. Because if I'm speaking with a tone, you should know I'm pissed.
That's so bad.
But it's like, if I don't communicate that I'm pissed off to you, then like you're not gonna know I'm pissed
Yeah.
at you.
Yeah, get it out.
Mm-hmm. I'm the worst about getting it out. I tried. The podcast has been a little bit of a way for me to get frustrations out, especially towards men. I'd be talking mad trash on men, but I've had a lot of men fail me in my life, and so I'm like, we have to look at the issue here, and the common denominator is me and men. And I'm a part of that.
Yeah.
But I also I think that part of Queeries is talking about the queer aspects to things. And being a gender fluid, non-binary individual, like I live life in between that spectrum of like those normal social cues and all of that. So like I've never really understood a lot of masculine things and like the way they look at a woman and the way they talk about things and sports and like the common masculine stereotypes. Like I've never really felt that attached to, and I've often felt uncomfortable when I'm asked about them. I've never looked at a woman and wanted to objectify her. Like that's not the way, and it makes me so uncomfortable when someone does. I like want to beat them up because I'm like, you're talking about a woman who's a person and she's right there and you think she doesn't have ears? She can hear you. She's choosing not to beat you up, but I would like to. And that's basically my whole childhood of like the men in my life are always a little extra predatory towards women, and it's just like uncomfy. And
And I feel like that's like such not masculine energy.
Exactly.
Like masculine energy to me looks like this calm, cool, confident, knowing.
That's a
This,
question I have for you, actually.
Let her finish.
yeah, no, go ahead.
What does
I-
femininity mean to you, and what does masculinity mean to you?
oh,
We don't have a lot of time.
to me they superimpose over each other, and they really overlap. Like
Yeah.
for me, it's almost like sometimes I don't see the difference. I instead see like a soul that's like, they know who they are, they're not threatened, they want to exude an energy that provides a safe place for other people to land. They see a need, fill a need. They don't meddle, they don't make things
Robots.
their business.
Robots.
Sorry, that's literally
No, like-
Robots is my favorite
We watched
movie.
it last night.
Did you
Robots?
really?
Is that like,
That's my
We ate
favorite
Taco
movie.
Bell and watched it last night.
I say see a need, feel a need in my head constantly. That's
Like,
how I live.
that's, well, yeah, I just look at things and I just go, what does love look like? I
Mhm.
oversimplify all of it, and I'm like, what does love look like? And literally, people that work with me and take my course, they get to the end, and really the bottom line of everything I do is how to generate your own light, and understanding that how you interact with the world around you is simple. Every single thing that people do either comes from love or fear. It's not complicated. If you come at me and you're jealous about something, that's fear. If you come at me and you're like, how can I help you? You don't expect anything in return, that's love. If you come at me and you're angry, that's fear. If you come at me and you're trying to manipulate something, I'm like, that's fear. You're
Yeah.
well, like, jealousy is your fear that I'm going to get something that you don't have. That's fear. You know, manipulation is I got to control everything so I can feel safe and I can get the thing I want, and you don't have more than me, or whatever. So if we really keep it simple, and then we look at masculine and feminine energy can be very much about, are we listening to what's going on in the kitchen right now?
Yeah, wow.
We're afraid
they're
something's
turning
burning.
The burner on. I was like, what part of the meal is burning
Anyway.
on? I'm so sorry.
This is real life.
I have
There is
ADHD.
cooking happening.
I'm so
Right.
sorry.
So yeah, I just look at masculine and feminine energy from a space up here, which is really not about either things, which is about, you know, you're a witness of your awareness. I'm seeing how I'm feeling in my body. I'm seeing how I'm interacting with the world. I'm seeing what's coming out with me at me. I'm keeping it very simple. It's either clean and loving and kind, or it's not. I'm out. I don't need to look at your poor behavior and bullshit and make a bunch of excuses about how you were mistreated as a child, and it gives you an excuse to be this way.
Yeah.
I just see fear, and it's inappropriate.
Yeah. Because the first
Period.
method you talked about, where you just make all the excuses, you're just kind of like accepting. You're like accepting the Trojan horse.
Yeah, and you're like, I gotta be a good person, accept it. No, you don't.
You're like taking the Trojan
No, you
horse through
don't.
the gates of Rome.
You're trying to get like you're trying to get into heaven by being a good person, which is such complete bullshit. Women that I work with that are moms, I tell them all the time, they're like, I just want to be a good mom, and I'm like, the minute you stop giving a shit about being a good mom, you become a good mom.
Yes.
Because then it's about love and integrity.
Yes.
And it's about raising a decent freaking human.
It's not. It's literally. It's
period.
It's not about you being a mom. It's about you having a child.
It's not about you at all.
Yeah. You've decided.
You forfeited
in some
you
way.
That
like
kind
for
of
a bit. Yeah.
And that kind of going like hand in hand with anything that you socially prescribe yourself with the norm of what that title means. Like you're saying being a good mom or good dad, that's a socially prescribed term, and socially
That's
prescribed
according to the
terms
neighbors.
are wrong most of the time. Most of the time they're wrong. I mean, socially prescribed, I mean, back in the day it was socially acceptable to do a lot of illegal things that are now illegal because of moral or wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
well, that kind of leads into my next question of like, how did becoming a mother change your life, and like how did it change how you looked at life?
Well, I think I was a shitty mom till the boys were about 6 and 9, and then I read The Conscious Parent like 10 times. And the first 2 chapters I just cried and cried and cried. It took me months to get through those first 2 chapters, and what was so surprising to me was how reading and understanding that healed how I saw my own parents.
Yeah.
And in doing that, I was like, oh, everything I taught was bullshit. Everything I was taught was complete bullshit.
Yeah.
Everything I was taught about being good had nothing to do with being good.
Yeah.
What could you provide any examples, like major examples maybe?
Well, like my parents were raising kids in survival mode. And so they needed me to conform Don't wear the skirt that's too short. Don't wear
Don't make
lipstick
it
to the red.
difficult.
What will the church think? What will the neighbors think? What was very religious bullshit. And
Right.
and it was all about, Jesus is watching and so is Santa. Like,
so is Santa. Yeah.
like,
so is Santa.
and
Correct.
versus being a person that operates on this planet from a space of integrity.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
do the freaking right thing.
Just do the right thing because it's right, not because
'Cause it's
someone told you it was
Just
right.
yeah, if it's kind, you do it. It's not my house, my rules. Well, really, like, if we go to this heightened space of understanding and look down and go, imagine my kids picked me to learn lessons. Imagine that I picked them to learn my lessons. Then they're my teachers.
Yeah.
Like, I'm supposed to learn stuff from them.
Yeah, because they literally show every vulnerability and insecurity you have. And it's like if you're afraid of what your child's telling you, like that's because
That's
you
a
have something to
red
learn.
flag. Like,
Yeah.
you can't talk to me that way, or this is my house, or I'm gonna, like,
I brought
what
you
are
into
you
this world, I could take you out.
What is
What is
that?
that? You just threatened me. You gonna take me out?
Yeah, like,
Where?
I mean, and then take it another level, which is, if you look into, I don't know if you spent much time around babies. If you look in a baby's eyes,
Mm-hmm.
they know everything.
They're
You
so
can, like,
cute,
look
too.
in their eyes and go, they were like 10 minutes ago, they were like up in the ethers, like their soul was just being dropped in.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were hanging out with their higher power, and they're
Yeah.
like crying because they're probably pissed.
Because they had to come
I
back
didn't
to
want to
this
come
Put me
back.
back up
It was all
there.
warm and fun, and I could fly around up there. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Just imagine.
They
So
say,
then-
put me back up there.
Put me back up there. Whatever. So just imagine that kid knows everything, and you're just unpacking what they already know versus grooming them to behave a certain way. You're setting them up for predators later and narcissists, and don't raise your voice. Don't call out
Mm-hmm.
the teacher for bad behavior.
Yeah.
That is bad behavior. We're literally creating little people as vulnerable. Like, I mean, literally, we groom our children to set them up to be really harmed.
Yeah.
Well, we groom them, and it sounds like, at least from my experience, it sounds like grooming them to be like corporate leaders or corporate some sort of corporate passive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
passive
they'd
or
like
unit.
for them to be a leader.
they're not
'Cause, like,
connected to their
As soon as
gut.
as soon as you
They're
They all
robots.
got IBS now.
as soon as you raise your kid
Literally.
to
Me
We'll talk about that
oh
later.
my god.
too.
As soon as you raise your kid to defy norms because they know it's right or they know it's wrong, or to change their worldview or others' worldview because they feel a certain way about something and it makes them feel a certain thing, and it's like the non-normal worldview or the path to go down,
Mm-hmm.
it's a what's the term?
You're bound to it.
You're breaking boundaries of
Yeah.
what the world is.
Mm.
Right? Subscription bias, right? Or whatever it's called. Subscription
Confirmation
bias.
Confirmation.
Yeah.
Subscription.
Subscription bias, $5.99.
That's a good one now.
Yeah, it's like you're subscribing to
What
it.
are you buying?
Patreon.
Yeah, subscribe to our Patreon.
But you're raising a kid who or a future big human.
They're not listening to their intuition. They're not tapped into their higher power. They're not tapped into consciousness. They're not.
Yeah.
Look, when you put a baby in someone's arms that does not fucking like babies, what does the baby do? It stiffens up like a board and it screams. What is that? They know a bad human.
Yeah.
They know a predator. They know I don't want to hug Uncle blah, blah, blah. He's gross. Go hug him. No, he's gross. And then you find out years later he was a predator.
Yeah.
Like,
They
children,
know.
They know.
I know.
And we mess them up. And then they lose touch with this. And then they end up with IBS. And they end up with all kinds of autoimmune issues because they've shut off their gut.
Yeah. We talk a lot about trauma on here.
Mm-hmm.
My drag name was Generational Trauma because I
That's
love talking about generational trauma. You've kind of mentioned a lot of it today, just in relearning how parenting works and understanding. I mean, I have some examples in life of just when a parent teaches their child something that they think is right and is based in survival, then they go into the world with that as their right and they're correct. And then someone meets them with a different version of what they were taught, and they're like, well, this is my right and you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Then it comes into the question of, oh, wait, is there supposed to be a right way to live?
Yeah, what's the productive way? What's the best way for you?
But everybody's taught a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
everybody learns differently. So like there's this whole part of the world where we have this untapped market of like each and every person needs to be taught specifically or unlearned
Mm-hmm.
things specifically because they've been harmed in ways specifically.
Mm-hmm.
But then psychologically, our brains do all work fairly similarly. So
Mm-hmm.
you can empathetically kind of understand a person without needing to see everything about them
Mm-hmm.
because there are
Yeah.
cues.
Yeah.
But the way they handle themselves, the way
Yep.
they carry themselves, the way they talk, where they look when they talk to
Mm-hmm.
you.
What's their go-to response for things? And if you want to
Mhm.
simplify it even more, when you're coaching people, their relationships or friendships, or you're watching the interactions or social dynamics in that dance,
Mhm.
simplify and say, is that what love looks like? Like with the boys, I was like, they would talk about a friend or they would talk about like, my ex-husband, or I would just say, listen to your gut. Ask yourself, is that what love looks like?
Yeah.
And what do you want to model as a good man
Mhm.
in the world, a good human being?
Yeah.
Is that what love looks like? And if
Yeah.
it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Period. Next. I'm out. Like,
Mhm.
you don't need to like, oh, but I want to be a good human, so I have to tolerate this bullshit, or oh, they had childhood trauma, so I have to put up with this weird ass way of living. Like I have to like I don't need to make excuses for other people. Like
No.
like even David will walk in the kitchen sometimes and he'll be like in a bad mood and I'm like, I'm out. You're in a bad mood. When you're ready to talk about it, if you need me to help out in some way, let
You
me
gotta
know.
let me know.
Let me know. I'm going to my happy space over here.
Mhm.
But you do you, and let me know how I can show up for you when
Yeah.
you're ready to talk about it.
The
That
funny,
part.
But I'm not going to be in that space.
Because if you're not willing to if you're not willing to communicate in some way, what I talked today about with some friends was nonverbal cues. Like sometimes I need to go nonverbal. I just, especially after doing a podcast, like the
Mhm.
next morning, I don't want to talk to nobody because I've said everything I need to say, and so it's hard whenever I have sometimes an expectation on me to show up in the world and like have conversations with someone, and I'm like, I would really rather someone made flashcards, nonverbal
peopling is
flashcards.
hard.
Peopling is hard,
Peopling is hard.
and like we talk a lot about grace as well, and giving people grace and like
Yeah.
the benefit of the doubt, and sometimes like the no BS way I think is a great way to go about life because it's like I can give you grace, but it doesn't mean it's my bullshit to carry. Like you can have all the grace you need, but we
Over
will meet
there.
me, yeah, over there in the sad corner.
Here's some hot cocoa. Here's your blankie. You're safe.
irony.
Yeah.
Let me know.
The irony is that direct communication is a form
Your
of.
safe part's very important. Sorry to cut
No,
you
you're
off.
fine. No,
But
it's fine.
letting someone know that they're safe,
Yeah.
it means a lot more than you think it does. Like literally saying, "Here's this,
That's
here's this." You're
I'm
safe.
glad. I'm glad you said that because that's actually what I was talking about.
She said it, but
That grace that you're giving people by also giving them direct knowledge of what they're doing and how it's making you feel is also a form of comfort and safety. I mean, it's just another form of safety. I mean,
Yeah.
90% of all interactions you have with someone where it creates a conflict, it's just a form of you not knowing. You're just like either assuming you're getting
Writing
indirect
a
knowledge
story.
from another person and writing a story in
Yeah.
your head.
Mhm.
And so having that direct, knowledge of just being like, hey, your energy is not what I want in this room right now. Like, step away. Bam. Me as a person,
Yeah.
I don't know what other people are thinking. I don't know how to understand social cues. Okay, so when someone tells me the social cue and they're very direct about it, I'm like, thank fuck, because I was gonna
I
go
totally
off for
missed
another
that.
hour.
yeah.
Like I was about to be. That's why these podcasts when I'm on here take so long because I be yapping.
It's your therapy.
That's my therapy. I be yapping.
So this is the bottom line, I think, for all of it is if you honor your sacred space, like this is sacred space. What I read, what I eat, what I listen to, who sits at my dinner table, who I share time with. This is sacred space.
Yeah.
And I'm going to love the space. And I feel like if you're in my space, you won the lottery. Being in my space, and I want people around me I feel the same way about. And if you're honoring the space, you'll attract a rock star, amazing people. And you can look around and go, I won the freaking lottery with these amazing humans in my life, right? So if you're honoring your sacred space, you're teaching others and you're giving them a safe place that they can learn to honor theirs. They can watch what you're doing. They can learn something from it. It's not your business, but maybe it inspires someone else to do the same.
Yeah.
And you can speak. Kindness can come with a sting. It doesn't have to be clean. It can be messy and gritty. And if we're putting that out into the world because we've already done our work, we can really show up in other people's lives and make a positive impact.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of wraps it.
Yeah.
Making sure we're not burning food in the kitchen.
I'm so glad that I hear beeping.
Beeping has happened.
That sounds like the
That's the code.
microwave.
I do have one fat
question.
one fat question for ya.
Big old question.
I actually would just, because I love Alex so much,
Yeah.
and I've only known the adult version of Alex, who has grown so much just in the time that I've known him. My tummy is hungry. Okay, she's passed. But like, how have you seen Alex change since being a little kiddo to growing up as a teenager, and then like now as an adult, like full-fledged human being who's got a house, a beautiful partner, who's very supportive and very
Amazing.
kind?
Let me.
No,
Can I?
no.
I want to go to the bathroom so I can listen to this answer.
I can be really
later.
fast.
It'd be.
If you need to go to the bathroom,
Yeah.
yeah, go for it. Get out of here, bitch.
So one of the things that's fascinating about Alex, and I'm really glad that I did a lot of work before he was in like his early 20s,
Yeah.
is watching the things, and you know what I'm talking about,
Mm-hmm.
the things that he went through and going, wow, if I had gone through that, I don't know if I'd still be here.
Yeah.
I think I would have checked out.
Yeah. Yeah. He's so strong. And when all of the things were happening around the time that him and I were becoming friends,
Were you not witnessing it going,
I'm impressed.
I don't even know how this person's still here. Like how
Yeah.
are, like just coming at him from all directions and just that
Mhm.
pain and just gut wrenching. And I think, thank goodness I went through all the things I went through to show up in his life as a
Mhm.
parent, as a guide, that as he was going through that, me also being able to mirror to him and teach him and reiterate to him that your soul's going through this because you're a badass soul,
Yeah.
not because like you're unloved or you're unworthy or none of those things. That's
No.
bullshit. It's because you need to get through this
So you
so
can
the
find.
world
Yeah.
can be inspired by your survival,
Mhm.
and so you can bless other people with the story,
Yeah.
and that you can show up and hold space in the world for people who are going through things that are far less challenging,
That
that
part.
are feeling exactly like you are,
Yes.
that like they want to check out.
Yeah.
Like you could be the example of people choosing
Yeah.
to be here another day.
And that's storytelling and the power of our word, as the Four Agreements talks about. Like, word is our magic. Like, that's how we.
You're spell casting.
Yeah, we're spellcasting every sentence we say. And
Yeah.
he's always been very eloquent in like the way that he talks to people, and like
Mm-hmm.
I love him so much because he's just such a kind and generous soul with the ability to say like, I can't do that today.
I am out.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
I've
And
run out.
old Alex would have been like overcommitting, over promising, and then letting people down because you can't be everywhere and do everything.
Yeah.
And people pleasing.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's like, yeah, I'm not okay with that. I'm out.
Yeah.
Because he's witnessed life and death situations.
Literally.
Yeah. And so it's made him go, yep, that's not important. That's not important.
Yeah.
Oh, relationships are important. Conversations are important. Holding space for others is important.
Mm-hmm.
Loving myself madly and choosing me first is important.
Yes, first.
And then I can be in the world.
Yeah.
Like people don't learn that until they're on their deathbed or they're 80.
Yeah.
And he's like, crazy.
However old.
20
something.
It's like 110 now. Well, yeah. So that's that. Yeah.
Yeah. And when he was going through that and I was able to just like exist with him, it made me feel so much better to know that like we're not alone, because I was going through harsh shit too, and like to be able to be with somebody else who, like, I guess it was in a way we were kind of utilizing each other's like caring natures to like get through the hard parts, because life was tough and he was going through it, and I was like, girl, this isn't your fault,
right?
Because it's not about, it's like I just
Other
always
people
wanted
are literally
to
bleeding on you. Like they're like,
it's a leech situation here. People are trying to pull your energy out of you because they know you have the good energy, and they're trying to take it.
Your bright light irritates their demons.
Yes, they're too dim and it's burning them. Your light
singeing them. Bright. I'm burning.
Yes, they're vampires, energy vampires even.
Yeah.
And I've always been so proud of him. Just in the like, literally, I haven't even known him very long, but every time I hear his next project, I'm like, God damn, do you ever stop?
Yeah.
The cars. I'm like,
you know
girl,
how to do that? You know how to do that? You know what?
I took apart the whole Miata and put it back together. I'm like, why? But period. Power to you. Happy for you.
Just so many things.
Yeah. Because I think he understands that, like, in order for himself to get by, he has to learn how to adapt to his needs and like the spaces around him, while also maintaining that they are his spaces and like he's allowed to be in them and control them.
And life is short. Like, let's stop screwing around.
That part.
Good, solid people in our lives, good food, good entertainment, good movies, good relationships, good experiences, good evolution, good, like, if you weren't here in 5 years, you got hit by a truck. Like, how are you going to live today?
That part.
Who are you going to share space with?
Because literally every day could be your last.
Ooh,
not my water bottle.
Dinner time.
Yes. Okay. Well, we've had a very lovely and enlightening conversation today. I'm so glad I've got to meet Joe and get to have a little conversation, especially with you out of the room.
Yeah, I ran away. I had to go.
Great. It was good. You can watch it later.
It was good.
It was very sweet.
I figured it'd be easier to talk about. So it's always, I just don't like being talked about when I'm in the middle. It's so awkward.
It's something, yeah. It is, yeah.
But that's a pride issue.
Oh no!
And like I understand, we were told
we're gonna work on that later.
Pride, yeah, we'll talk about this later.
The reason why queers have pride is because we're supposed to be proud of who we are, not to like hide it because the Bible says to hide it.
Which is why I love my drag queen friends.
Yeah.
That's why to be.
I'm so glad you got to tinkle.
Yeah, the tinkle.
Did you go big potty?
Big potty. I flushed.
Congratulations. Anywho. Thank you for coming on this super professional.
So professional. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming into town.
Plug yourself.
Super
fun.
Yeah, you can find me at liftthesisterup.com and all the places.
Sky
all of our
Soul
books.
Art.
Yeah, I mean, liftthesisterup.com is going to kind of have the umbrella of everything.
What's available on there? Like some of your favorite things.
I just actually released a course called Unfuckwithable, Your Radical Self-Love Revolution, which is basically rewiring your brain to have a different kind of conversation. Love yourself madly so you can really love others, because we talk about how much we love others and then we treat ourselves a certain way. And I'm like, you can't possibly really love me when I'm witnessing you doing this to yourself.
That part. I literally said it on the podcast
we just had
last
an
week.
episode, yeah.
If you can't, like, if you're treating yourself the worst way possible,
you don't love others.
You don't love other people. No. If that's the worst.
You are a good actor.
Yeah. And you need to, we're not at work.
We're not at work. You're not getting paid for it. There is a price for it, though. So yeah, that's my new course, and it's amazing, and it's really gritty and raw and so saucy.
Period.
And it's in cartoon form, so it's extra fun.
Oh, work. Does it?
Send it to you.
Yeah. Does your website have any kind of like? Does it cost at any point? What's the?
Yeah, like, I mean, it depends on how you work with me and what modality.
Okay.
But like the Unfuckwithable Radical Self-Love Revolution course, it's like $333. And it comes with the workbook and all the videos. And then I have Big Mess to Big Magic, which is like a 30-day, body of work that's phenomenal, and it's $3,333. And then my 1 hour sessions are $333 because math hard
333 works great.
Math hard 333 works great.
That's a lucky number.
It's a good number, right?
Do you take insurance?
We'll talk later. I know some people that can get you in.
Heard. I have no insurance.
Question irrelevant.
A lot of people are about to have no insurance soon.
That's some real tea here. See, we should just do a whole second segment where it's just talking about the gross politics.
Just rage. Rage.
I've gotten mine out already. We went to 2 or 3 dinners, and we've gotten ours out beforehand.
That's fair. Well, you're lucky.
We are very lucky.
Wonderful mother, for one.
I am very lucky.
Somebody who's willing to guide and like help you through life. And like be there with you rather than like grab your hand and pull you.
Why do you think I want to share this woman? Why do you think I want to share her, get on the podcast and bring her for dinner?
Dinner. We gotta go to dinner now.
It's time for dinner.
She's pretty cool.
My tummy's growling.
I warned you this would not last 30 minutes. I warned you. I said this.
No, we knew.
It lasted a while. How long we been doing?
An hour and 15 minutes.
Period. We've got the footage.
That's the footage.
But we clocked in and we're having a good time.
Yeah, we're good. It was fun.
And it went by in like 15 minutes.
We'll help a lot of people.
That part. Well, Joe, thank you so much again for being here with us, quite literally, but also just for being willing to give us a few minutes of your time.
Super fun.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Love you, Mom. Bye, guys.
Yay!